With Valentine's Day coming, we have a great meal idea for you that is delicious, easy to make, and sounds really fancy. You'll impress your Valentine. Today we're going to talk about making duck breast with lingonberry pan sauce. Duck breast is so simple to make, you guys. If you've never done it before, I'm just going to talk you through it really quickly. This is a half breast, and it's enough for 2 people. You'll take it out of the package, of course, let it defrost, and when you're ready to go, the first tip is you must have a very sharp knife, because what you're going to do is heat your pan over a medium to high heat. You're going to slice the fat in this way. You're going to score it, actually. Then you're going to turn, do it again, making a diamond pattern, and that will help the fat release into the pan. Once you've scored your fat, you'll cut the duck into 2 pieces, equal size, of course. Place them duck fat side down in the pan. Leave it for about 10 minutes with the pan covered. After 10 minutes, flip it. Leave them there for about 2 to 3 minutes. While this is going on, you're preheating your oven to about 425 degrees. Your duck has finished cooking. You'll take the duck pieces, put them on a metal cookie sheet, put them in the oven for about another 12 to 13 minutes. Now here's another key. While you're cooking, don't forget to turn on your exhaust fan. I made that mistake and our house smelled like duck fat for about 3 days. I don't want you to have that experience. Another tip, once you've removed the duck, leave the duck fat. The duck fat is such an important piece of the recipe, the lingonberry pan sauce. But we don't have the duck fat since I was only telling you how to do it. So what we're going to do instead is we sell jars of duck fat. I'm taking about a tablespoon of duck fat, placing it in this hot pan. I'm also adding some really delicious French butter. President butter is made in Normandy using milk from cows that graze on the beautiful pastures of Normandy, known for their grasses and their flowers. So the butter tastes great. Starting to sizzle, that's good. Next thing I'm doing, I'm adding some shallot. Shallot has a really, really lovely, delicate flavor. A little bit like onion, but milder. All right, so far we have our duck fat. And again, if you've made the duck breast, you're just going to reserve the fat that is rendered while your duck breasts are cooking. In our case, we've added duck fat since we're starting with the pan sauce. The duck fat, the butter, the shallots are cooking. I'm adding pepper. And I'm adding a little bit of salt. As you can see, this isn't taking very long at all. Your duck breasts are going to be cooking in the oven for about 12 to 13 minutes. Once they come out of the oven, they're going to rest for another 2 minutes. So you can make this entire sauce while duck breasts are in the oven and then resting. Okay, our shallot is browning. I'm going to add a couple sprigs of thyme. Again, just add some more delicious flavor. Turn that down because now I'm adding some liquid. We have 2 liquids for this sauce. Chicken stock and red wine. Seems like everything's a little bit better with wine, including this pan sauce. Okay, now that I'm not worried about being popped in my face by boiling liquid, I'm going to turn this up just a little bit again. The idea is we want this to reduce. Our last ingredient is the lingonberries. If you've watched any of our other videos, you know that I'm kind of obsessed with lingonberries. They're a Swedish berry, they're tart, but these are stirred with sugar, so they're tart and sweet. They're really good for you. They taste amazing, and I have found they pair really great with duck. So, we're just going to let this bubble, which again reduces the sauce. Probably will take about 10 minutes. Okay, This pan sauce is smelling so, so good. And as you can see, it has reduced. So it will be a little bit thicker, of course, than when we started, but also the flavors will have become stronger, brighter. It's just making it more flavorful. You're taking good ingredients, putting them together, and making them even better by letting them heat up and reduce. Okay, so we've turned off the heat because our lingonberry pan sauce is ready. Most likely at home, if you're doing this, your duck breasts are ready as well. They've rested for 2 minutes, which helps the meat retain its juices. You're going to take each of those 2 pieces of duck breast, slice them thinly into about 5 or 6 slices, and then you will take your lingonberry pan sauce and drizzle it over the duck. And luckily, you'll have lingonberry pan sauce left over. When I made this recently, I found that this was delicious over some mashed potatoes. It was amazing. I think that the lingonberry pan sauce would also be great over spätzle if you like German spätzle. If you had a side dish of, say, something like roasted green beans, it would be so good over that. My feeling, you guys, is that you are going to love this lingonberry pan sauce so much that you're not going to want to let any go to waste. It is so, so good. You will find creative ways to use up every single drop of this lingonberry pan sauce that you made in your own kitchen that is so amazing. Your friends and family are going to think you're so, so talented. So thank you so much for watching our video. We want to wish you and your Valentine a very happy Valentine's Day. Come into the store, pick up the recipe card for duck breast with lingonberry pan sauce. We'll be happy to answer all of your questions, talk to you about duck breast, talk to you about lingonberries, talk to you about anything that you have questions about. Thanks. Take care.